in life, many things are worth it and many things aren't, right? The hardest thing for a person to do on a day-to-day basis is to determine if something is worth their time or their money. So I have a small exercise that I use regularly. I'm not perfect, so I don't use it all the time, but I use it regularly to determine if something is worth my time or my money. In the course of making decisions, I try and make most of my decisions within 1 minute. If I'm going to purchase something, I try and decide that I'm going to purchase it in 1 minute. Doesn't mean I'm not going to change my mind later, but I just don't try and deliberate on issues for too long. But I'm also willing to change my stance on the issue at a later point. So if I want to buy something, say for example, I'll give a good example. If I want to buy a set of headphones, what I try and do is I try and evaluate the amount the headphones cost and the amount of time it took me to make what the headphones cost. So a good example would be a $500 pair of headphones. If I'm making $10 an hour, it takes me 50 hours, at least 50 hours, to make $500 so that I can afford these headphones. So one, I think to myself, is this cost, is the cost too high? And then two, I think to myself, if I don't think the cost is too high, then I move on to my next evaluation, which is 50 hours of my life worth trading for these headphones? You see what I'm saying? Like you're really trading your time for what you buy. You're saying to yourself, I've got $500 and it took me 50 hours to earn it. But am I willing to trade 50 hours of my life for a pair of headphones? Are they going to bring me that much enjoyment, or is it going to reap some sort of other benefit for me where it's worth trading 50 hours of my life? And you can do the same thing when it comes to restaurants or vacations or cars or anything. To be honest with you, you have to think like, is this meal, if I make $10 an hour, is this $100 meal worth 10 hours of my life? Would I really want to spend 10 hours working just so I can afford this one meal? And maybe you do, maybe you don't. But this is the way I usually am able to make my 1 minute decisions, just by equating the monetary value along with the time that it took to make the money.